Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is March anticipated releases. It is a lovely rainy day and I have to leave the house. I love staying home on rainy days. I don't love going out on them quite so much. Going in chronological order. On the 5th, we have The Reluctant Heartthrob, which is Chs Restaurant number 2 by listen, my writing doesn't even exist, and it took me a second to conjure up the correct name. By Jackie Lau. So Chs Restaurant is actually a TV show. It's not a restaurant in the series, but he is the star. He's a himbo in the show, but he's very grumpy in real life. She doesn't know that it's him. They have a one-night stand, and then she's like, no thank you, and he's like, please. I have the first book. I bought it recently and I need to read it. I love Jackie Lau's writing. Simple as that. Also on the 5th, the Innkeeper Chronicles Clean Sweep the graphic novel by Ilona is out. They actually have a little bit of a flip through on their YouTube channel. I watched the flip through. The art looks really good. It's obviously just the beginning of the series. It's not new material, and it's an adaptation of some app. I don't remember. I want to say Temu, but I know that's not it. So if you want it in physical form, it is coming out here in March. And then on the 12th, Julia Hungry by Louise Poston, who is my favorite YouTuber, has a book of poetry coming out, and she, this is not like a Gabby Hanna situation, okay? First of all, throw that thought out of your mind. She has always wanted to be a poet. Poetry is her passion, and YouTube is accidental. So she won something, some sort of poetry thing, and she got her book of poetry published. I don't read a lot of poetry. I did when I was a teenager and a kid, when I was into Ellen Montgomery and Shakespeare and Jane Austen. I read quite a bit then actually, but I haven't really as an adult. So I don't know if I will actually read this or not. I would be interested in it. I don't think that it has an ebook yet, or I don't know if it will get an ebook, but I don't know. I'm intrigued by it because I love her YouTube channel so much. I love her way with words. I just really enjoy her content, and because this is her actual life's passion, I feel like I would enjoy it too. Also on the 12th, Yours Forever by Leonor Soliz is coming out. This is a second book in a series, but I'm not sure the series title. So I really enjoyed the first book. It was Latinx billionaires, or billionaire and rich. And then in their friend group, there was someone who has a marriage of convenience and just shows up and mentions his wife, and they're all like, what? And this is their book. I really enjoyed the inclusivity of their writing, not just with the characters that they actually had on page, but also they walk up to a group and they said femme presenting people rather than a group of women because they don't know them. And I just really liked some of the language just that was part of the book beyond the conversations that the characters had, which were also really great about inclusion and about their beliefs. So I really enjoyed that first book. Really looking forward to this one. I love A Marriage of Convenience. If you watched my best books of 2023, you know Marriage of Convenience ranks pretty high. Then on the 14th, don't look at me. On the 14th, Jumping the Shark, matched with the Space Shark. First Date Abductions by Ash Raven is out. I realized that I have a book of poetry on the same list as this. So did you guys read To Kill a Kingdom? In To Kill a Kingdom, there is a rival love interest that's not really on page. He's picked by the evil mother, and he's a bad person, right? But he's also a shark man. And y'all don't understand the level of enemies, lovers, and dubcon that I enjoy, because he is never a possibility as a love interest. There is this one scene where he climbs on, because it's a Little Mermaid retelling. He climbs on the ship and licks her face in a possessive way. Again, he was not the love interest at all. He was never a possibility. Am I blushing? Maybe. But I was like, I'm kind of into this. Am I into this? I think I'm kind of into this. So I've never read a Shark Man book, but just know that since reading that young adult fantasy romance, Little Mermaid retelling, I've been open to the idea, open to the concept. I was like, maybe. I have another shark book on my TBR right now. I don't know what has happened. Suddenly, I have two. But this one is coming out. Now this shark is super sweet, so just know that. They're fated mates, and he's really nervous about making her happy now that he's stolen her from Earth, and apparently she has this disastrous first date, and it ends with him abducting her from the planet, and she's excited about it? I don't know. And he wants to spoil her, and she's like, I'm on board. Okay, this is a judgment-free zone. Let me be. Then on the 19th, I'll conjure for you the Beck Sisters Hauntings #2 by Charish, Reid. I was not doing my best work when I wrote these down, let me tell you. The handwriting, it leaves something to be desired. This one, I feel like you maybe should read book 1 first, but I heard about this on Twitter and I was interested in it. I think it's in Alaska maybe, there's hauntings. She's kind of falling for him. He just wants to be a baker, like his grandmother. I don't know, that's not a good description. But her grandmother's house is haunted and like they're gonna have to deal with it as they keep learning more about it. I don't know. I don't even know why this like got on my radar, except I remember it was Twitter, but I don't remember what it was about it. But yeah, haunted romance. Then on the 26th, The Good, the Bad, and the Aunties, which is Aunties #3 by Jessie Q. Sutanto, is out. So I got an arc of this on NetGalley, and I started reading it in November. And I'm still like 40% through it, I think. So here's the thing. This is ridiculous, over the top, rom-com-esque, but the rom is not super strong, okay? In the first book, she has a second chance romance, and in the second book, she marries him, and in the third book, they are visiting her family for Chinese New Year, or Lunar New Year, in Singapore, and he's meeting a lot of the extended family for the first time. I loved book 1, I kind of hated book 2, and book 3 is... Currently, her husband is being held, where I am, 40% of the book, her husband is being held captive until she gets this deed back, and she's facing down an evil teenager. Here's the thing, they're very over the top, and that's fine, but in book 1, she was like really ashamed of her family, and then we kind of dealt with that. We progressed. You're 30 plus years old, get a grip. But then in book 2, we really regressed. And in book 3, we're still kind of down there at the bottom. Like, she has a lot of shame for her family and their over-the-topness. And I don't love that. I gotta say, I don't love that. But I don't know how I feel about this book yet. I can tell you this. This is a make or break book for me, personally, in this series. I might still read Vera Wong's Unsolicited Guide to Murder, I think is the full title. I might still read that because I've heard good things, but also from people with questionable taste. So I don't know if I will read it. We'll see. And then also on the 26th, The Poisons We Drink by... The Poisons We Drink? The Poisons? What a mix between poisons and potions, I suppose. But what do you mean, the poisons we drink? What were you saying? Bethany Baptiste was supposed to come out on the 5th. It got moved to the 26th. There were printing issues and a whole bunch of different flaws. She is going through it, let me tell you. She was one of the authors that was bullied by Kate Corain. I actually followed her way before that. I'm not even sure like what put her on my radar, but I followed her on Twitter long before, like at least since the cover was announced, because I remember the cover being announced because my daughter was with me, and the cover has this beautiful pink hair, and my daughter loved it. She was like, oh, she's so pretty. So I just remember like this interaction. So The Poisons We Drink is a young adult fantasy where her mother is killed. She is kind of radicalized by this and starts making love potions for DC's politicians. So it is a political, revolutionary slash romantasy type book. I think it's gonna be a little dark, a little gritty. I'm a little nervous. I do have it on hold on my library. I plan on reading it in March. But yeah, this author is going through things in their personal life. They're going through things, a lot of things with this book being published that, you know, it's just kind of unfortunate, and I feel for them. So if you want to help support the book, I recommend that you do. So that's it. That's all of the things that I am looking forward to in March that I already know about. Let me know if you want to read or have read any of. You haven't read these. Well, maybe you have. Maybe you are more fortunate in the art category than I am. Not that I try very hard. That has to be mentioned, that I am not out here requesting arcs willy-nilly. So there's that. Yeah. Let me know what you think about shark men. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. I almost said love you, bye. This is an unhinged day, apparently. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.